Welcome to Perimenopause Hell. This video is a brief discussion about bioidentical HRT or hormone replacement therapy. We're just going to discuss initially what is bHRT. Quite literally, it means bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. Chemically, it's the same as the hormones that your body makes. Often, but not always, it's sold on a beauty license by shops, naturopaths, functional doctors, etc. And unfortunately, this topic is an absolute minefield. One of the most difficult problems with bHRT is the marketing claims that the sellers and manufacturers make. First of all, they say that it's safer than regular HRT, but the truth about this is that there aren't any studies at all that show that the average regimen that you would use in late peri of a combination of estrogen and progesterone is any safer than regular HRT at all. There just aren't any studies. So really, it's awful that they should make these claims because they're preying on women who are scared to use regular HRT. Of course, the other thing that they say is it's natural, as if you were taking, a phytoestrogen supplement. It's nothing like that. It's been made in a laboratory, so no matter whether it's made out of soy or pulverized natural yams, then, it's still being smashed about in a laboratory in a factory. And how natural it is by the time it comes out is, anyone's guess. Some places compound this just for you. So the idea is that it's uniquely based on what your body needs. However, when you were 20 and menopause was something in the distant future, you didn't think to stop and have your hormone levels checked, did you? So nobody knows what the exact amount of progesterone and estrogen was right for you to recreate how you were in your 20s. Nobody knows what your levels were on day 21 or day 14 or whatever. So the idea that somebody can create a regimen that's perfect for you, especially at a time when your hormone levels are fluctuating madly anyway, is kind of bizarre, to say the least. What is true, I suppose, is that a level that is more comfortable for you can be found, but you can do that with regular HRT anyway. A lot of the marketing claims say that bHRT specifically helps with weight loss, sex drive, your sleep, desirability, beauty, and it will make you coffee in the morning and fold the laundry too. Obviously, none of these things are true. One of the things that I really want to emphasize is that regular hormone replacement therapy is also bioidentical these days. For decades now, the estrogen in most patches and other HRT products is already bioidentical. It's been that way for a long time in terms of the patches. There are still HRT products like Prempro that are not entirely bioidentical. But if you ask your gynecologist or whoever's prescribing for you for a bioidentical estrogen product, there's no problem providing it. Most of them are already 17 beta estradiol, which is identical to your estrogen that your body makes. The only problem is the progesterones. For the most part, these are still synthetic in terms of regular hormone replacement therapy. For example, norethistérone, levonorgestrel, medroxyprogesterone acetate, which is commonly known as MPA or Provera. However, there's been a bit of a development in the last decade or so. Big Pharma realized that they were missing out on the bioidentical progesterone market, and so they came up with a micronized bioidentical progesterone. In America and Australia, this is known by the brand name Prometrium. You can get generics now. So that is available to you. And in the UK, there's something called Utrogestan, which is more or less exactly the same, although you can get pessaries for vaginal use. These products are virtually identical. The oral pills of progesterone, as in Prometrium and Utrogestan, that you get can actually also be used vaginally, and this reduces side effects, or at least it's supposed to. Some of us that suffer really badly from progesterone might not notice that too much, but it's worth a try, isn't it? One tablet is said to be used for every 3 days. So in terms of the micronized progesterones, as I just said, in Utrogestan, you can also get inserts, which we call pessaries in the UK. There are some creams available. They aren't used as commonly in the UK as they are in America. There are supposed to be advantages to using bioidentical progesterones, but there really isn't a lot of evidence in terms of research studies. So all we've really got to go on is people saying, yes, it's better. So it's really an opinion. It's supposed to have fewer side effects. Some women get really bad PMS type symptoms from progesterones, and this is supposed to be worse with the synthetic ones. There is some research to suggest that the bioidentical progesterones have a lower breast cancer risk because there's a new school of thought that says that the synthetic ones could increase it. So that's something, but we still don't have a lot of information yet that is hard facts about that. Nothing that is as big as the WHI study into HRT and the cancer risk of estrogen. So in the UK, Utrogestan is licensed for use as part of hormone replacement therapy, but it's not licensed for the control of menorrhagia, which is the posh word for heavy periods, or for DUB, which is dysfunctional uterine bleeding. So if heavy bleeding is your problem, you might rather struggle to get a gynecologist to prescribe it for you. In studies, the traditional synthetic progestins offer a stronger action on stabilizing the uterine lining. The two that are strongest and usually preferred are the medroxyprogesterone acetate, often called MPA or Provera, and norethindrone, which is sometimes called norethisterone. It's more or less the same thing. You can, however, find regimens online for using Prometrium or Utrogestan to control heavy bleeding. The dose is really quite high, and you might be suggested to use it for, say, 21 days of your cycle rather than just a few. So you can, in theory, use it, but the gynecologists are not keen on prescribing it for that cause. So, in terms of bHRT products prescribed by medical doctors, in terms of our group and the advice we provide, we prefer you to use these because they are FDA approved, they're all licensed, they're researched, there have been safety studies and so on, right? Some of the products that you can buy from places like anti-aging clinics and naturopaths and functional doctors are pellets and injections, and these are far too strong. There are genuine safety concerns about these products. We do have a video about the pellets in particular, and really I would just please avoid them. It really worries me that people are getting these, and men too, actually. It's really going to cause difficulties in future. So, in many countries, the sale of hormonal medicines in the way that they're sold in America is banned. In the UK, progesterone creams have to be imported. You just can't buy them in shops and online in the same way that you can in the States, right? This is because our government thinks it's not safe. And it's the same in many other countries. So that should make a point to you to think twice before you are buying the creams and so on. The other thing to take note of is that compounded bHRT products can be very expensive, especially if you're getting the ones that supposedly are compounded just especially for you, and your medical insurance isn't likely to cover them. So if you haven't got any medical insurance anyway, they might be a good choice for you, but please be careful. Avoid particularly the pellets and injections. So that brings me, I think, to the end. If you have liked this and found it useful, then please subscribe and all that YouTube jazz. The link to the group is in the description box below if you want to join us moaning about our symptoms and so on. So thank you very much for watching. Cheerio.